and welcome to new mods fs19, and we've got some catching up to do on a few mods, so let's go to the mod hub and see what we're looking at today. And we have the front cultivator by Nico Do 55 and 4 meters wide, that one. And then we have, these are updates, the Wheelloader shovel. We'll have a look at that. That's a new one for the class, so hopefully we won't have that adapter on there, and that's by PM Modding. And then we have the electrical box which generates money by Daniel Modding. That seems quite expensive. Then we have the optional fertilization, and that is pretty good. So it means now we can use digestate and slurry rather than fertilizers, which are bloody expensive. And then the other mod I missed was the machinery shed by DMI 20mm Normandy. Now that looks a fairly decent size, that one. And then we have the fillable fuel tank. Fillable fuel tank and storage up to 10,000 litres by Missy B. And that is your lot for today. Right, so first off we have the electrical box. Now this is a small placeable which generates money. Now it will cost you £15,000 to buy, and the first one is -3 slots, and then everyone after that is -1. So the first one I did it looked like it was -3 slots for each one, which not good. So those there, I've got what, 6 there, and -6, well, -3 on the first one. So then, yeah, not loads of slots, but generate your money. Already checked, and it is generating money. We go over to our property income, and it's generated £150. Now on normal setting it's £25, on easy it is £50, and on hard I think it was 15. So it just depends on what setting you've got it on. You just place it where you need and it generates money. Easy as that. And it doesn't take much of a footprint up either, where it is just this square. You don't need, like, it's like this tank, we needed this whole square, but then I could place loads of these on it. So you can hide them out of the way, which is pretty cool, but they are a bit expensive in my book, 15 grand each. But I suppose you will get your money back pretty quick. Every 10 hours is going to generate you £250, so. But that's the electrical box. Then moving on, and we have the placeable fuel tank. Well, it says fillable fuel tank, but in the game it's placeable fuel tank. So I wish they'd just call it the same thing, because you do get confused whether it's the right one, and you're like, well, what's that? And so there you go. Anyway, so this will cost you £4,000 to buy, -5 on your slot count, and will hold 10,000 litres. So you place this anywhere you want on your farm, and you can refuel your vehicles from it, but you do need to fill it up first. Now we're at Washoe Nevada, so I have used the tanker. You can see the tanker right over there. I brought that in and was able to fill up straight from that. But on other games I'm not sure which other tankers you're going to be able to use. It should be just a fuel, but where are you going to buy your fuel from? There's only certain maps have got it. But it's there if you want it. And it is used. It looks like it's been there for a while rather than a brand spanking one. But nice little mod. Does it work? Oh, we managed to get it filled up. And I got the scarab with the fuel tank on the back, which I can refuel straight from here. Let's put the help window on. And you see we've got there start filling, and we click on and it's got diesel. There it is, filling up. And the same thing for filling the tank up itself, where you just drive your truck in and the trigger comes up and you can overload into it. So that's that. That's those two. The next we have the machinery shed. Now this is another thing, it does annoy me slightly. Let's just go in and I'll show you where it is. So it's all a machinery shed, and then we get to in here and then they change the names. There it is, Hall for Crops and Machinery, and I was like, well, hang on, I've seen that one before, I'm sure I have, but it isn't. That is the one. Well, I double checked and that was the one for DMI 20mm Normandy. So it's like, well, why call it something different? And then in the mod hub it's a machinery shed, so why can't you just be consistent? And if it's a machinery shed, say it's a machinery shed, don't start changing it. Anyhow, 100 grand this will cost you, and it is in 3 different sections. So we got doors on the front, we got 2 on the end ones, and then 1 in the middle. Now you can't get into any of the other bays, so they are all cut off. Now the doors aren't huge, but you're going to get your bigger, fairly decent size equipment in there, but some of the stuff you're not going to get in, so bear that in mind. And that one's got the single door. I didn't see any lights or switches in there, so, but it is quite light anyway, especially with these ends. You got the windows on. And then we go into this last one, same thing again, we've got the 2 double doors, concrete prefab structure, and yeah, it is quite big. -7 on the slot count, which isn't too bad for the amount of machinery you can store in there. I prefer to have doors drive in, drive out really, or drive through, but that's just me. So that is the machinery shed. And next we go on and have a look at the Wheelloader shovel. Now this came out the other day and it says it's for the Torian 956 Sinus. It does fit on any of the other wheel loaders, but it is smaller, whereas what, 2,800 capacity I think it was. We'll go and check that in a minute. And it's £2,800 to buy. You can change all the colours on it, and it's £142 on initial leasing costs, and -3 on the slot count. And I thought it wouldn't have this stupid adapter, but it has. We still have this adapter. I thought, oh, perhaps this one won't have an adapter on it, but no, it has. That's better. Let's see what's going on. So we'll get it outside, and I've got our silo set up because it does say it picks up most items, and we can check that now. Yeah, I think that does pretty much pick up most items. So let's get a bit of straw. It's 2,540 litres, so not massive, but this loader is the smaller loader anyway. Otherwise you put too big bucket on, it becomes quite unstable. So that is the Wheelloader front shovel, and at least you can do it in class colours. Pretty cool, like that. Right, then moving on, we have the Kverneland front cultivator. Let's get it out in the sun. And there it is. So this is a 4 metre wide. Now it does say to use with the Optima, which I've got on the back there, and that is 4.5 metres. And this is 4 metres, so I'm not sure what the crack is, how that's going to work, but we will try it. And yeah, it's got like the prongs, the sprung prongs for digging down there, and it looks pretty cool. I do like the animation on the folding in on the hydraulics, like that. Just drop it off. And there it is, nice lightweight size, not huge. 80 horsepower is needed to run it, and it's 4 meters wide, -3 on the slot count, and will cost you £8,200 to buy, and £418 initial leasing cost, so quite a cheap one. And I always do like these front cultivators, so you can use, especially on some of the equipment where you can't cultivate. I think this one I can cultivate anyway. No, I can't. No, I can't. Right, so let's get that hooked up. And then we'll drop it down. And there we go, 4 meters. It did say 9 mile an hour working speed, which it has. And it is throwing it up. Lots of animation going on that one. So that all seems to work. No issues. It even works when it's folded. I didn't mean to unfold it then. Right, and the next thing was the optional fertilization. Now that did get me a little bit, where this one here is one of the optimal fertilization ones. And what it does is just gives you the ability to turn on or turn them off. So we go into the shop, and I will show you on the planters, for instance. Right, these are our normal planters we've got, and then it goes up to here, and you see at the bottom it just says with a seeder you can blah 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 with a drive laner attached and what have you. And then you keep scrolling over this way, and from this one onwards it says there, with the seeder planter you can sow fields. With this machine you can activate or deactivate the underfoot fertilization. So basically what it's saying is you can turn your fertilization on or off. So if you don't want to put fertilizer in, which is more expensive than slurry or digestate, then you use these machines. Now they cost the same as all the other ones, and when you click on, they've just got fertilization inactive or fertilization active, which to me it's like, well, it's the same thing really, because if you don't want fertilizer, then don't put it in the machine, and if it hasn't got it in the machine, it won't put it down. But there you go, so we can turn it on and off. Well, let's just fill this one up. Seeds, and we are going sunflowers, and now it should let me put in the fertilizer. No, it won't. I knew it'd do that. Anyway, I can't be bothered. I'm doing something wrong. I did it earlier. So yeah, all it is it gives you the option to turn it on and off. I didn't realise that. I thought it was, we can use slurry in those machines, but of course we're not going to be able to use slurry or digestate. So there you go. But it did take me a while to think, well, what's all that about then? Oh, he's blocked by an object, and away it goes. So I think he is actually putting fertilizer. Yeah, he is. So that is your lot for today. Not a vast amount whatsoever, but at least we caught up on a few more mods. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you did, I always appreciate you smash that like button for me. And if you're new to the channel, where have you been? We've got over 500 videos to catch up on, so you better get caught up. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.